by Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have A.K. Vajpayee, Advocate, Supreme Court and Spokesperson, LJPR. Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst on the broadcast, along with Varun Purohit, also a political analyst, and we'll also be joined by Asif Ansari later. Let me first come to you, Varun Purohit. Varun Purohit ji, क्या दिक्कत है? And I'm being told Asif Ansari is through with us. Varun Purohit ji, दिक्कत क्या है? कभी तो पवन खेड़ा कहते हैं कि देखिए ऑपोजिशन के जो नेता हैं वो ज्यादा बेहतर काम कर रहे हैं सरकार से इन एक्सपोजिंग पाकिस्तान ऑन वर्ल्ड स्टेज, और कभी तो उदित राज कहते हैं कि शशि थरूर जो हैं वो सुपर स्पोक्सपर्सन है बीजेपी के. व्हाई? जस्ट बिकॉज ही इज पुटिंग इंडिया फर्स्ट.
स्वाति जी, आपने भी शुरुआत में मल्टीपल स्टेटमेंट का वर्ड का यूज किया. ये मल्टीपल स्टेटमेंट्स किस में होते हैं? डेमोक्रेटिक फॉर्मेट में होते हैं, मिलिशिया फॉर्मेट में नहीं होते. एक आदमी ने कह दिया वैसे ही सबको बोलना पड़ेगा. तो कांग्रेस पार्टी एक डेमोक्रेटिक फोरम है, मिलिशिया फॉर्मेट नहीं है, इसलिए मल्टीपल स्टेटमेंट्स आने चाहिए. ये एक नेसेसिटी है डेमोक्रेटिक फोरम की, डेमोक्रेसी. उसके बाद अब आप बात कर रहे हो शशि थरूर की. शशि थरूर मैंने पहले भी डिस्कशन किया, लेकिन उस समय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मैटर की बात थी कि कांग्रेस पार्टी में कोई भी जो विदाउट कैडर कांग्रेस पार्टी में आता है, पार्टी के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को हाईजैक या ओवरटेक करने की बात करता है, उस चीज के मैं खिलाफ हूं. उस चीज के हमेशा खिलाफ रहा हूं. पार्टी कैडर से आता है, नीचे से रगड़ाई करके आता है, उसको संगठन में जगह देनी है, वही संगठन के में उसका से होना चाहिए. शशि थरूर उस संगठन से नहीं आए और संगठन पे कब्जा करने का जो उनकी इच्छा शक्ति जागृत हो गई,
प्रोफाइल पर मैं चर्चा नहीं कर रही हूं वरुण पुरोहित जी.
कई होते हैं.
शशि थरूर ने क्या किया, क्या नहीं किया, पॉलिटिकल जर्नी उनकी कैसी थी, मैं उस पर चर्चा नहीं कर रही हूं. आप डेमोक्रेसी की बात कर रहे हैं, अपने पार्टी में फ्रीडम की बात कर रहे हैं. एक इशू पर पार्टी का स्टैंड तो एक जैसा होना चाहिए कम से कम. उदित राज क्या कह रहे हैं? उदित राज शशि थरूर को कह रहे हैं बीजेपी का स्पोक्सपर्सन. क्यों? क्योंकि शशि थरूर जा रहे हैं तमाम देशों के सामने, पाकिस्तान को एक्सपोज कर रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं कि हमने उरी के बाद जवाब दिया, हमने पुलवामा के बाद जवाब दिया, और इस बार तो हम घर में घुस गए, पंजाब तक पहुंच गए, और हमने काफी अंदर पाकिस्तान के भी वर एबल टू स्ट्राइक डीप विद इन पाकिस्तान. जब वो हमने शब्द का इस्तेमाल करते हैं वरुण पुरोहित, ही मीन्स इंडिया, ही डज नॉट मीन बीजेपी. लेकिन आपकी पार्टी में देखिए लोगों को, या कांग्रेस पार्टी में देखिए लोगों को, सिर्फ और सिर्फ बीजेपी सुनाई देता है. उनको लग रहा है स्पोक्सपर्सन बीजेपी के बने हुए हैं.
नहीं, वो तो बीजेपी में भी कई ऐसे, विजय शाह जैसे बहुत ऐसे, वो जांगड़ा जैसे सांसद बहुत अंटचंड बोल रहे हैं. लेकिन जो पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम की जो बात है, राजनीतिक व्यवस्था की बात है, उसमें राजनीतिक चातुर्य का अभाव, मैंने कहा राजनीतिक चेतना का अभाव विपक्ष में है. क्योंकि मोदी जी जो सबसे फेल सरकार है आजाद भारत, मेरी बात तो पूरी हो जाए. तो मैं कह रहा हूं आजाद भारत की सबसे फेल सरकार आम आदमी के लिए, वो सबसे ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल है पॉलिटिकल विपक्ष का, अपोजिशन का माइंडसेट चेंज करने के लिए. तो पॉलिटिकल जो अपोजिशन है हमारा पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम में भारत के अंदर, उनमें राजनीतिक चेतना का अभाव है. क्योंकि मोदी सरकार जो है कहीं ना कहीं अपोजिशन को ट्रैप करने की कोशिश करती है, उसमें ट्रैप हो जाते हैं जो आप जो कह रहे हो. फिर ऐसे क्वेश्चन
इतने नाइव हैं ऑपोजिशन के नेता कि वो फंस जा रहे हैं ट्रैप में. नहीं, कांग्रेस पार्टी तो इतनी नाइव नहीं है. आप खोल करके बॉयकॉट कर देते हैं. आप कहते हैं कि ये टेररिज्म पर बात नहीं करने वाला, ये डेलीगेशन मोदी सरकार की जय जयकार करने वाला है. We are pulling out of this. Let me bring in Tehseen Poonawalla. Tehseen Poonawalla, is there no difference between Shashi Tharoor putting India first and Udit Raj calling him a spokesperson of the BJP? And only yesterday, Tehseen, Pawan Kheda was giving credit to the opposition netas, part of the delegation, saying, you know, they're doing a much better job than the government. Credit lena hai, and you have to call him BJP spokesperson also.
Thank you so much, Swati, for having me on the show, and good evening to you, to all my fellow panelists, and to all your viewers. There's an echo, so if that can be catchy. Thank you. There are two issues that I want to broadly raise. Number one, when you're summoned to serve Ma Bharati, you don't go as a congressman or as a BJP person. You don't go as an Indian, you don't go as a Maharashtrian, as a Tamilian, as a person from Karnataka. You don't go as an upper caste or forward caste or backward caste. You don't go based on any other identity except one under the tricolor of India, where you serve Ma Bharati. So I think Shashi Tharoor has been given that opportunity. His is not to question why, his is but to do or die. Secondly, we must understand one thing, and that is pertinent to understand this. It is important India puts across our message in front of the global forum. Because what has come across is an India-Pakistan conflict. But before that, what happened is Pahalgam. And we must never forget Asim Muni's hate speech which led to Pahalgam. In case your viewers forget, Indian citizens were identified on the basis of religion. Their IDs were checked.
Right.
They were made to say the kalma. and their pants were open and they were shot dead. This was the most heinous crime against Indians, against humanity. The third thing, India is doing a favor to the world by striking Pakistan terror dens. If these terrorists in Pakistan are not sent to the 72 Hoors, believe me, Swati, these terrorists will next attack Europe and they will attack America. We are doing the world a favor. When we speak about Operation Sindoor, when I speak about it, I may be opposed to the BJP. I do so because I am serving my country. And that is the only identity that counts. And therefore, those who can't win a classroom election should not attack those who are putting forward India's position with gravitas, with dignity, and factually. You'll agree with one point, Swati, as I end. India is economically ahead of Pakistan. India is militarily and cyber warfare ahead of Pakistan. But where Pakistan scores majorly over India and is 2 decades ahead of India is misinformation warfare. And therefore, it is duty bound that those who have got the honor of serving Ma Bharati today put forward India's case in front of the world. It is our duty to do that.
But Tehseen, is there nobody in the Congress party that is able to assess the damage that such statements can make? Nobody to assess the situation and reprimand these netas for going out of the way? Or is this all being done deliberately?
No, I don't know what the internal politics of this is, if there is or if there isn't. But look, today we are not government and opposition. If there are any questions to ask of the government, and I think the government does have questions to answer, I think the opposition can summon the NSA chief, the Air Force chief, can summon the chief of the armed forces, or even have a meeting with the defense minister, and we can get that information in-house, behind, not for public. You can get those information.
Yes.
You're duty bound to get that information.
You can get that information only if you have the intention of getting information, but you have the intention of targeting the government and maligning, the operation as well, calling it a complete failure like Mr. Rao did.
Listen,
then, one would really not be able to trust the opposition when it says, we are with the government, but we are also criticizing them. I want to bring in...
Just one thing about Rout. I firmly believe, and I take responsibility for what I'm saying. I'll just take 10 seconds more.
Okay.
Mr. Sanjay Rout requires medication, not a mic. I firmly believe this.
Okay, all right. Sanju Verma, what do you think? Is this just Udit Raj speaking?
You know, Swati, I think you made a very interesting point by saying that the Congress is a divided house and they are playing the proverbial good cop, bad cop. There's somebody who will stand up and say, oh, we are in solidarity with the government. और कुछ देर के बाद आप देखोगे, there are two other leaders who will say, हम तो ऑपरेशन सिंधु में विश्वास ही नहीं रखते, मोदी जी तो सिर्फ अपना प्रचार कर रहे हैं, ये तो सिर्फ पब्लिसिटी स्टंट है, blah blah blah. I want, for the benefit of your viewers, Swati, in 10 seconds to read out what Udit Raj has said. My dear Shashi Tharoor, alas, I could prevail upon PM Modi to declare you as super spokesperson of BJP, even declaring you as foreign minister before landing in India. How could you denigrate the golden history of Congress by saying that before PM Modi, India never crossed the LOC? Let me just tell your viewers that there was an RTI query, Swati, and there was a response taking feedback from the armed forces that prior to September 2016, there was never any surgical strike by any Indian government in post-independent India's history. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the first leader under whose leadership we conducted the highly successful surgical strikes of 2016 by crossing the LOC. We crossed the international border in 2019 via the Balakot strike, and lo and behold, in 2025, we struck at the very heart of Pakistan, from Rawalpindi to Sialkot to Jacobabad to Rahim Yar Khan base to Noor Khan base. Pakistan ke 9 terror launch pads and 11 air defense systems were completely shattered to smithereens. But what does Mr. Udit Raj say, Swati? He says, is Shashi Tharoor the super spokesperson? Nahi, Mr. Udit Raj. हम जैसे spokespersons हैं, and I think we are doing a pretty good job. I'm not going to hold back my punches. ये publicity stunt नहीं था. हमने पाकिस्तान की धज्जियां उड़ा दी. We called out the nuclear bluff. Mr. Udit Raj, you certainly are wearing blinkered glasses, not technically but otherwise. And the final point is this. He says, Shashi Tharoor को सिर्फ मोदी की चमचागिरी करनी है और मोदी के गुणगान गाने हैं. Udit Raj, forget about winning a municipal election. As Tehseen said, Swati, Udit Raj does not have the capacity to even win a society.
So that's why I'm asking you, Sanju Verma, do you think this is Udit Raj speaking? Or has he been told? Has he been told to take this line? What do you think?
Swati, I think he's been told to take this line because his tweet has been retweeted by Pawan Khera.
Yes.
Pawan Khera heads communications in the Congress party. So Udit Raj is speaking with the blessings of Rahul Gandhi, with the blessings of Jairam Ramesh, with the blessings of a dimwit called Pawan Khera.
That's the line I wanted to bring to fore, that Pawan Khera retweeting this means clear support to the statement that has been made by Udit Raj. Just a day ago, Pawan Khera said the opposition delegation and the netas are doing such a fabulous job, better than the government. And the next day, he supports a statement from Udit Raj saying, ये तो super spokesperson है बीजेपी के. I want to bring in